Tree-lined streets, picket fences, homes dating back to the early 1900s. The Palisades neighborhood is like any town, anywhere USA. An idyllic neighborhood no one wants to leave.
The idea of going to a nursing home or an old age home just horrifies me. I'm going to stay right here as long as I can.
It's home to 4 generations of the Hayes.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine.
Betty and her son John, his wife Sharon, their children and grandchildren.
Nice to see you.
Life for this close-knit family revolves around Betty, the matriarch. Independent, funny, and feisty, all rolled into one tough lady. But she wants to continue to live on her own in her own house. And she can do that in this neighborhood. The Hayes joined a program called the Palisades Village. Here, volunteers who live in the neighborhood do various chores so that others can stay in the neighborhood. The Hayes pay annual dues. It's $750 for a household and $500 for an individual membership. This type of neighborhood network isn't just here in the Palisades. These villages are springing up across the nation. A recent AARP survey found that 89% of Americans want to stay in their current house as long as possible. Advocates say this is the way to do it.
Glad to be here.
Penny Hunch flew in from Minnesota to learn from the Palisades Village officials.
Hi, this is Penny.
Welcome.
Very nice to meet you.
She's starting the same type of program in her hometown.
Well, my kids asked me, why are you involved in this organization? And I said, well, I'm doing it for you.
It's good to have the younger people helping older people. It's good to help having older people helping other people. So
Palisades Village Executive Director Sonia Crow acts as kind of a neighborhood concierge. She hears the needs of older neighbors and assigns those jobs to the volunteers.
People have a certain reticence and a certain internal dignity. They don't want to keep asking for what they view as sort of handouts. But if they're part of our community, it's not a handout, it's part of your membership.
A lot of us, I think, when we began, thought of this as something to help frail, elderly people somehow get by. What we found instead was that the chance to volunteer was, if anything, even a bigger draw than the chance to be helped by a volunteer.
Here's how it works.
Come on, Becky.
As a village volunteer, John is called to help when a neighbor can't walk her dog. He clears sidewalks when a neighbor is unable. In return, others assist his mom, Betty, when he's on business trips.
I knew that there were people here if my mom needed any kind of help. That somebody could get her to the doctors or could come and visit her.
On Betty's 95th birthday, she promised her family she would stop driving.
Sitting in the front seat?
So now a village volunteer picks her up for grocery shopping.
Maybe I'll take a small.
Yeah, because I can feel that might be harder for you to manage.
The program and its connection to other neighbors mean Betty can stay in the home she cherishes.
With pulp. Yeah.
Good. My mom lives in Sweden. She's 88 years old, and she would need this kind of service. So I thought it was a good thing to do here.
The volunteering was the draw for Daryl Byrne.
I'll just hang one screw first and then the other, and we'll straighten it out, and you can help me do that, okay?
Anyone who's got thinning hair and a few lines on his face or her face is going to be ready for assistance at some point in the future. So one thing you can do with this kind of experience is learn from it and apply it to your own future. And I think that everybody who helps everybody else will eventually be helped in return.
And that's the type of attitude the Hayes hope to pass down through their generations, proving it takes a village of volunteers to make it home sweet home for life. Carolyn Pursuti for My Generation.